A judge tosses out racism claims in a suit against Paula Deen, ruling that there was not basis for the plaintiff, who is white, to claim that she was racially discriminated against. It is August 13th. Welcome to Lunch Break. I'm Wendy Bounds. Will the ruling help the troubled celebrity chef reclaim her brand? Joining me now is Lee Hawkins, host of WSJ Live's Business of Celebrity, who's been following the story. You've interviewed Paula Deen.
Yes, I have.
Let's just take one giant step back, Lee. Remind all the folks out there of the what was at issue and what was at stake in this case.
I think the issue was that there were a lot of alleged comments that were made in the workplace at Paula Deen's restaurants, which she owns with her brother, and this white woman.
Bubba.
Yeah, Bubba Hires. This white woman felt that she was offended by that and suffered some damages as a result of the racist language that was used, and the judge threw it out.
And the basis for throwing it out was that she can't be harmed.
That she was harmed because of the fact that she has a biracial family member was not legitimate. And so in that case, it was thrown out. Now, the sexual harassment portion of this has not been thrown out. And there are some allegations that could have hold some pretty heavy weight. And that case may continue to go forward.
The sexual harassment claims are more against Bubba than specifically Paula Deen. And certainly the woman who's filed the suit, Lisa Jackson, she said she claimed she had a biracial niece.
Yes.
And she could have been offended, but the judge saying, we're not sure you were harmed to the extent that this suit has made.
He called her an accidental possible victim.
Okay.
But you know, I think Paula Deen, going from this point forward, has handled it pretty well. If you look at it, she's got an African-American crisis manager, an African-American female trial lawyer that was trying to go in and prepare to fight this case. But I don't think her brand will be too damaged by this. I don't think she's going to be back on the Food Network, not because of the racism claims, but because her ratings were not great before when all of this went down, and it just gave the Food Network an excuse to trigger the morality clause and not have to pay her severance.
You say not too damaged, you mean too much more damage, because she has already taken a pretty big hit, particularly with sponsors.
She's taken a big hit, but she does have restaurants. She continues to write books. Her last book was canceled, but there'll be more. I think the real problem with Paula Deen is that I think she's around 67 years old. She struggles with type 2 diabetes, and I think this has really taken a toll on her, according to people that I've talked to. These scandals take a psychological, emotional, and physical toll. Look what it did to Joe Paterno. I mean, he really suffered and had a lot of angst and pain around this. And I think the same thing with Paula Deen. There could also be more lawsuits. When you look at the people who are legitimately black people who now have seen and she should settle those suits immediately, by the way, if that does happen. And also, she fired her manager, Barry Weiner. And whenever things like that happen, when businesses of that size are dissolved, there could be lawsuits.
You know, she sort of got deeper into it when she admitted to once in her life having used the N-word. I mean, that's where this all sort of escalated. Has she, ever said, I misspoke when I said that, or I wish I hadn't said that? What have you heard from that,
I think that she kind of half-heartedly apologized, but I think it was really brilliant for her to focus on the N-word, the fact that she used the N-word, because that's a word that's a part of the lexicon. It's in the pop culture, and there are a lot of people who feel like, hey, you know what, black people say it, why can't we say it? Now, that said, there were a lot of other horrific things she said about the Civil War era and wanting to bring back the imagery of slavery into her brother's wedding, and by having black people dress up like slaves, things like that. Things that just got kind of overlooked. And I think the fact that she was focusing on the N-word was actually a smart thing, because people ignored a lot of the other things that she said that were just horrific.
Well, for today, at least one small bit of good news for Paula Deen. Lee Hawkins, thanks so much. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you.